This weekend I'm camping at Dinosaur Valley State Park, just outside Glen Rose, Texas. It's a great park, lots of hiking trails and other things to do, but it's most famous for its dinosaur tracks. And I'll show you some video of that I take during the trip, and I will also explore a little bit of the trails. In order to get to many of the trails in Dinosaur Valley State Park, you need to cross the Paluxy River. I'm about to cross the crossing that is on the eastern side of the campground. Halfway. Alright, that went pretty well. I don't feel any water in my hiking boots, even though I did have to step on some rocks that were partially submerged. So this is off to a good start on this hike. I found the trails at the park to be very well labeled. I will be following the Dinio Creek Trail for a short distance before I go off over onto the Black-Capped Vireo Trail. I've done this trail before several years ago, and one of the things I do like about it is you're within tree cover most of the time. So if it's a sunny day, it's not a bad trail to be on. The trail rises in the hills that go along the north side of the river in the park. It doesn't go to the highest points in the park. There's another trail that does that, but this one gets up a little ways. But it goes generally by these sort of inclined steps. So there's not really any hard climbing, nothing really difficult at all, not too hard on the knees or anything. One quirky thing on this trail is this little section here where you kind of loop back around on yourself and you get to the top of a hill. It's pretty here, but it does kind of get interesting that you're basically almost backtracking, going back and around this area. But it's nice. There are a couple of benches along the trail. I kind of like that this one has obviously been repurposed from old signs. I now have a decision to make. If I go right, I can follow the Black-Capped Vireo Trail to the back of the park where it connects with other trails that go around the perimeter. I don't really want to go that direction today. I can do that another day. So instead, I'm going to go left and go to the overlook, and that trail will also take me down to the main track site where you can see dinosaur tracks in the river. The scenic overlook gives you a nice view of most of the parks that most people will visit. So down below we can see the main parking lot by the track site. So that's the main site where people are parking to see the dinosaur tracks. There's some steps that lead down to the river, and that's where the tracks are in the limestone there. You can see other parking areas and activities and things to do here, but the dinosaur tracks section is going to be one of the main attractions that people come to for this park. But also great hiking trails. I actually prefer coming to the scenic overlook the way I did, even though it's longer and there's, you're hiking a couple miles. This is a fairly steep hike up because you're coming directly from the river to this high point above it. So it's not super hard, it's just taxing. Might have to stop and catch your breath a few times, take care with your knees, other things like that. But of course, if you're doing this hike with kids, they'll just run up it and they won't even care. From a little bit below the main viewpoint, you can actually get a much better view of the section of the river that you're going to visit to see the dinosaur tracks. Once you get to the bottom of the trail, down by the river, it's a nice flat trail along some fields, taking you down to where you connect down across the river. once I get to the parking lot, I'm going to follow this trail that takes me back to the campground. It's a paved trail. It goes by the area that leads down to a little rock beach, and another parking lot that's near there. And then a short distance later puts me right back at my campground and near my campsite. There's lots more to see and do at Dinosaur Valley State Park. There's a swimming hole if it's in the summer and it's warm enough. There's children's playgrounds, lots more trails, including both biking and equestrian trails. And then the town of Glen Rose is just down the road a few miles with its own set of things to do, including Fossil Rim Wildlife Park, if you've never been there, to see a wide variety of exotic animals. It's a drive-through park. So there's lots to do here. I've elected to stay in camp and enjoy the hammock. Bye.